We're on Stefanski getting fired watch, and that watch is getting hotter by the minute. And we're also on Shedeur Sanders watch, and we had a game today. We had a game against the Jets that on paper going in should have been a dub, and it wasn't. The Hawaiian Leprechaun threw some balls into the dirt. Stefanski can't get his boys corralled, and he also delivered us a message after the game.
Something is happening in Cleveland, and it's not the kind of thing you can explain with stats, injury reports, or post-game press conferences. This is something deeper, louder, messier. The Browns walked into a game that should have been a layup, a simple confidence-building win against the Jets, and instead, they walked straight into a firestorm. Dylan Gabriel came out and played like the ball weighed 50 pounds. Passes in the dirt, timing gone. Receivers shaking their heads like they were watching a car skid in slow motion. Meanwhile, standing right there on the sideline, helmet on, warm-ups done, patience thinning, is Shedeur Sanders. Healthy, ready, and completely ignored. And Kevin Stefanski wasn't just quietly avoiding it. He made a point to ignore it. Sources say owner Jimmy Haslam wanted Shedeur on that field. The locker room wanted a spark.
Take it off this game, red zone. You're killing me. My God. 17 of 32, 167, 2 touchdowns. For Dylan Gabriel, you got defeated by a 6 for 11. 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Justin Fields, how in the hell does that possibly even happen? I mean, I don't know who you bench first. Dylan Gabriel or Kevin Stefanski? I got to tell you, it's weird because both these teams are straight.
The fans were practically chanting his name through the television. And Stefanski looked straight at the situation and said, "No, not today." This wasn't coaching. This was defiance. This was a standoff. A coach choosing his system, his pride, or maybe even his ego over the pulse of a city that's been waiting 2 decades for a quarterback who doesn't crumble under pressure. And the crazy part? Nobody is even sure what Stefanski gains from this. Is he sending a message to ownership? Is he terrified of what success under Shedeur might mean? Because if Shedeur walks in and balls out, the conversation becomes simple and dangerous. Why didn't you play him sooner? And maybe Stefanski doesn't want to answer that question, but let's talk about what we saw. Gabriel's stat line didn't just look bad, it looked impossible. Throws that should be automatic were missing by entire zip codes. The Jets' defense wasn't locking him down.
Shedeur, and if you're Stefanski, you are very upset at that development because Shedeur is essentially, he could be his get-out-of-jail-free card when it's all said and done.
Oh, I don't even think Kevin thinks like that. I think Kevin would rather get fired than play Shedeur at this point. That's the way it feels. I'm not saying that's definitively what it is, but I'm not doing charity work here. I'm not doing charity work for Shedeur Sanders, and by the way, he doesn't need it, and I'm sure as hell not doing it for the Jets. Make me a real offer. And so for Shedeur, okay, a third and a future fourth, or 2/3. All right.
He was locking himself down. You could feel the stadium turning. You could hear the crowd go from nervous to annoyed to outright fed up. And in Cleveland, once the fans are done, they're done. And right there, standing like a storm waiting to break, is Shedeur. The energy shifts when he steps on the field to warm up. Even if you don't say it out loud, you feel it. Confidence, control, rhythm. All the things Cleveland's offense doesn't have. The players feel it too. You can see it in their body language. When Shedeur throws, receivers stand taller, linemen perk up, the sideline watches. When Gabriel throws, the air gets heavy. Everyone braces.
I think this is actually a fireable loss for Kevin Stefanski. I do. The way it played out, I'm just like, you know what? At this point, fire Stefanski, put Jim Schwartz, a guy that's been a coach, as the interim. We know he can coach up defense. generally speaking, and start Shedeur Sanders. That's where I'm at. I feel like all roads, unfortunately for Browns fans, is heading towards.
This isn't just about talent. It's mood. It's presence. It's gravity. And Stefanski is acting like he doesn't see any of it. Rumors have already taken on a life of their own. Some fans think Stefanski doesn't want Deion Sanders' aura inside his building. Others think he's protecting Gabriel because Gabriel fits his scheme, his structure, his philosophy. Some think this is pure ego, the refusal to admit that the rookie might be the answer. Whether these theories are true or not doesn't even matter anymore. What matters is how it looks. And it looks like a coach who is either blind to the moment or determined to go down with the ship. The defense knows it.
G. Bush now, or you mess with me later. The referendum this whole season, y'all been running around talking about who ready and who not ready. Is he ready? Can he play? Is he ready? Kevin Stefanski ain't been ready. Your offensive staff, your special teams ain't been ready. And you weren't ready again after 2 weeks against the worst team I've ever seen. The Jets are trash. They are super trash.
You realize the Browns lost a game to a quarterback that can...
The offense knows it. The stadium knows it. This is turning into a locker room divided. Not by talent, not by personality, but by belief. And if you've ever watched a team quit on a coach, you know the look. The hands on hips, the eye rolls, the exhale before the huddle. Cleveland is right there. And still, Stefanski sits with the same calm face, same rehearsed lines, the same stubborn insistence that we'll evaluate the tape. Evaluate what?
You want Shedeur, if he is the miracle salve to save the Jets, you come with a 5th-round offer, you're going to get laughed out of the NFL.
Well, that's what Evan needs to hear. Evan Roberts, the guy in the clip, that's what he needs to hear. A 5th-round pick isn't going to be anywhere close to getting it done. It just makes no sense for the Browns. Why would the Browns do that? We're not everyone's minor league farm system.
We're not the Montreal Expos.
That's not what we're doing. We're not your feeder system where you can just pick apart the pieces you like and then we'll make you just a little bit better. It's frustrating. The 5th-round pick in return was the frustrating part for myself. Now, why is it you think that Stefanski would rather be fired than play Shedeur?
Because of the entire way.
The city evaluated it in real time. And they're done waiting. Cleveland has always lived on hope. Hope is oxygen there. And Shedeur is oxygen. He is life. He is momentum. And right now, he is being treated like a ghost wearing pads. This isn't football anymore. This is performance art. This is denial as strategy. But here's the thing about pressure. It builds. And it builds. And it builds. And then, one moment, it snaps.
I'll be pounding my fist on the table for Shedeur outright because I don't know that the Ravens game's the one I really want to see him. But, like, I'm going to feel like I know what Dylan Gabriel is. Like, if you can't look good this week, you can't look good, period.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even answer this question because I'm already out on Dylan Gabriel. I feel like Shedeur Sanders should be starting today. I feel like this is a massive missed opportunity to not start Shedeur Sanders, matter of fact, because you had the extended bye week. You had time to prep Shedeur Sanders to play in this game.
And when it snaps, it won't be subtle. It'll be loud. It'll be chants echoing through the stadium. It'll be reporters asking the questions Stefanski refuses to answer. It'll be players looking at the sideline like, are we really still doing this? But because the truth is unavoidable now, the Browns aren't just losing games. They're losing time, trust, and patience. The locker room can feel it shifting.
With you guys, losing this game and kind of now being behind the 8 ball, do you stick with Dylan Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making a change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dylan. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things, but we have to play better as an offense. We have to coach better, all the above.
Missing easy throws. Like I told y'all, he's missing easy throws. Oh my goodness. You giving him what he wants and he's missing the easy throws. He's not an NFL.
You can see veterans staring into nowhere on the bench, wondering how many more Sundays they have to waste. You can see the defense playing their hearts out, only to watch the offense jog onto the field like they're walking to jury duty. You can see receivers barely disguising their frustration when the ball sails over their heads for the 400th time. And over all of that, there's Shedeur, calm, composed, helmet loose, gloves on, waiting. Not begging, not forcing, just waiting. And the longer he waits, the louder the storm gets. You can feel the city turning. Cleveland is tired of almost.
Is not Dylan Gabriel. Let's be clear. Half of the stuff that you see is the architect's problem. That's Kevin Stefanski. Why you think I'm not killing Tommy Rees? The architect, the person who drew this stuff up, who we can't just create a new offense in the middle of the season, that's another reason he should be fired. And the fact that you handed this off and you the one constructed it is another fireable offense because you did it 2 years in a row. So yeah, is Shedeur going to have to try to make some plays? Sure. But at the end of the day,
tired of wait until next year. Tired of backup plans, rebuild phases, and excuses dressed as explanations. They don't want safe. They don't want patient. They want fire. They want edge. They want a quarterback who plays like he belongs there. And Shedeur plays like he belongs anywhere. That's what makes this so wild. This was supposed to be the moment. The Jets, short-handed, depleted, vulnerable. The perfect stage to let the kid take the wheel. And Stefanski blinked. Or maybe he didn't blink at all. Maybe he stared right at the moment and walked away on purpose. Because at this point, it looks less like strategy and more like a man daring the universe to fire him.
The back tightness, and he missed a practice earlier in the week, and ultimately he still will be the backup quarterback today. But everything about this lined up perfectly, from the changing of the play caller with the bye week to it's the Jets that just traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. Like it was the perfect opportunity to play Shedeur, and they ignored it. And I guess get why they did, because they feel like they've got 9 more of these just to hit across the.
They're stubborn, and then there's self-destruction disguised as leadership. And Cleveland is watching the latter happen in real time. But here's where this story shifts. Because no matter how long Stefanski delays it, Shedeur is going to play. And when he does, the stadium will shake. The offense will breathe. The team will feel alive again. The crowd that's been suffocating on disappointment will have something to believe in. The moment the kid steps onto the field, everything changes. The tempo, the swagger, the heartbeat. And that's why this drama matters. Because it's not just about a quarterback battle, it's about identity. Do the Browns want to stay stuck in the same loop they've been trapped in for 20 years? Or do they want to finally embrace the moment they've been begging for?
Watch this. Dylan Gabriel, an NFL quarterback, just did. What are we talking about? I swear to you. If Shedeur Sanders doesn't come out in the second half of this football game, yeah, my guy right there, it's time. That was the crazy. That dude's an NFL quarterback. I might just jump ship. I might go all in on Bills Mafia. If Shedeur doesn't play today, it's Bills Mafia. I'm going to jump through a table and just make it
Shedeur isn't the backup. He's the spark. He's the shift. He's the chapter that comes after suffering. And everyone knows it. Everyone except the one man holding the clipboard. But time is undefeated, pressure is undefeated, and the crowd is undefeated. The clock is ticking, and when it hits 0, the Browns won't just make a change, they'll ignite one. Because once Shedeur steps onto that field, Cleveland won't just watch, they'll rise.
Browns lose this game. Will it all come crumbling down? Will this be the last straw that breaks the camel's back and have some of the veterans quit on Cleveland if they can't beat the lowly Jets?
I think you ask that every week.
Yeah, that's
you know what?
Part of the, yeah.
We're going to keep asking if they keep losing. And the coach does not have any long-term security. But let's start with the quarterback, guys. Coming off a bye week, 2 full weeks to prepare. In theory, this should be the best version of Dylan Gabriel we've seen yet. But G. Bush, do you believe it will be? Or am I talking myself into results that probably will?